it's not in my dream, the death of me. We're all alone. Stop it up, wanting for the club, and now I'm done fighting everyone. All right, it's hot out. It's 96 degrees out. Wake up! Well, hello world. Welcome to Raccoon Point Studios. I'm Sean Bombs, and I'm back with another Behringer 73 preamp video. That intro song was tracked using only the Behringer preamp. I did use a Hairball 1176 for compression on the vocals on the way in. That's that. The song was mixed for this demonstration, but I am going to play you the raw tracks without any processing so you can hear what this preamp does on its own. I will say the thing is very usable regardless, and I am not going to compare it to any other preamp. In my previous video on the Behringer, I compared it to my AML. If you want to see that video, I'll have a link in the description. One more thing, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell if you're into pro audio gear, guitar pedals, guitar, bass, synth, cameras, all sorts of stuff. Thank you. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go through each track, and they're going to all be in solo, and they're going to be the raw tracks. So let's start with the acoustic track. I used a Bock 195 off axis, pointing around the 12th fret, kind of going across to the body of the acoustic. I thought it came out fairly well for being in this control room with a mini split kind of on 2 or 3 at the time, and it's really, really hot out in Maryland right now. We are in a heat wave, so I have to have that on if I don't want to die in here. But that being said, let's check it out, and you'll hear the raw track, and then we'll move on. It's gained up for this one. Why not? We're just trying it out, okay? So I think the raw audio was just fine. I mean, I didn't have any issues. It's just one mic picking it up and sounded good to me. It was definitely usable in the track. Usually I do use 2 mics on an acoustic, but I only have one of these preamps right now. But stay tuned because I have a second one on the way as we speak. And I'm going to run full mixes through the line ends of the Behringers so we can get a sense of what they can do for your mix bus. So now we're on to the softer vocal part that goes over the acoustic, and for that I had the gain only at like 35, which is roughly where I usually have the gain on my AMLs when I'm tracking vocals, because it's a safe, clean sound, nice and full, and if I need more, I have an 1176 and I can gain that up into the compression. That's kind of how I set it for most things, if I don't want it to distort quickly. It's so hard to tell because of where I have it, but it's 35 and the gain is up a little bit on the trim, about 2.5 dB, and it's going into my 1176 Hairball clone. And la 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 la. But I'm not even gonna sing that loud right now. I'm doing this part first, and then I'm going to do some scream stuff over the heavier guitars. Will you want peace? Piece of me. Oh, it's not over. In my dream, the death of me. Other than the fact that that Bock 195 sounds really good when you have it in that fat sound, I mean, it's got a nice low end to it, especially with the proximity effect. And for something quiet like that, I really dig it. Anyway, I think it sounded good going into the Behringer. I have no problems with it. Once I high passed it and did certain things to EQ it to let it fit where I wanted it, I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of this video. Is like, we're not going to compare it to anything. Does it sound good? You know what I mean? I think it does. So this next one is the part where I'm screaming, and I gained it up so you could hear how it distorts. 65, huh? Maybe we should try to turn it up even more. Let's really go for it. 70 something. Let's turn this back down a little bit and go here a little bit and see where we're at. Hey, hey, hey. Yo, yo, yo. It's fucked up, Joe. All right, we're going to try that. So I'm going to be more of a screamy thing here. We'll see what happens. Stop it up, why you wanna come? And now I'm done finding everyone sound. Were you blind? So I think it breaks up pretty good. It definitely is more of a high mid-range breakup. I think my AML, if I remember correctly, has a little bit more low end in it when it does that, and it's a little fuzzier sounding. This one definitely is a different flavor. We'll have to do a comparison with that in a later video, but it's usable. You know what I'm saying? It's usable. It really depends on where you're fitting it in too. Whether you like it or not is up to you and your taste. So let's get into the drums. Now the drums are harder because it's one mic. Drums, to me, are boring with one mic. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I like things in stereo. In the track, I used reverb to create space, a stereo reverb, so it would sound a little wider. Again, I'm using the Bock 195. It's about 5 or 6 feet away from the kit. I probably could have put it a little bit closer, but I didn't have anybody here helping me to track, so I'm just running up and down because the drum room is on the first floor, the control room's on the second floor, and I had to keep run down. Oh, where's it at? Looking at my iPad to see the levels and all that crap. So kind of just winged it, I didn't really keep replacing the mic and all that stuff. I just wanted to get a level. So that is the setting for the drums. The trim is all the way down, but I did gain it up to 50. Normally I wouldn't even do that for a room mic. I would probably have it, close to its lowest setting because it's so damn loud. But, I'm testing everything to see what it does when it's gained up. All right, so we have the Bock 195, about 5 feet away from the kit. Maybe even a little bit further. I don't know, about 5 feet, maybe 6 feet, and about 3 feet from the ground, 2.5 maybe. Pad is on, fat is on, low cut is off. Other than my sloppy playing, I thought the sound was fine. Everything was pretty even EQ wise. The bass drum is boomy, but in in this scenario where it's just one mic, that's actually my friend in this. I think would I like to mic up the kit properly? Yes, of course. But for this test, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This, I got an itch, is what we're doing. Let's move on to the bass. The bass guitar, I went DI into the front, and I gained it up a lot. And I think I still went through the 1176 for compression on the way in. And that's it. In the mix, I did do some EQing and more compression to let it sit there and to add low end into it, because you're going to hear right now how kind of thin it sounds when it's gained up. It's like the more distortion, the more it robs you of the low end. And that's, I guess, the character of this thing. It's like transistory to me. I don't know. All right, so now I'm tracking the bass, and it's like there. It's at 70, I think. Anything more than that is probably going to destroy everything in my house. And it's going through the 1176. Good. All right, because I'm being lazy. Yeah, I mean, it's like very it's very farty. But in the mix it worked, it's workable. I wouldn't say that's the best bass tone I've ever recorded. I do want to try it with my Ampeg line out into there and gain it that way, see how it fares in that sense. But I do have to say, so far what I've noticed is that the more distortion you get out of this thing, the more low end goes away, which kind of happens with most things really, but not all. All right, so now we're on the guitars, and for this, the guitar that was on the left, I had the preamp gained up to like plus 55, and the one that's on the right was a more moderate setting, maybe at 30 or something like that. And I recorded the cabinet with a Behringer M160, just like the previous video I did. I'm using the crunch channel on the Marshall 410H with a JHS screamer in the front of it, and the Line 6 HX stomp for the gate. And I think that's it. I didn't really do any effects for this. I'm gonna play the first guitar, which is gained up, then the second guitar, which is not gained up, and then a stereo pair, and all the raw audio, just like the other stuff. And yeah, then we'll talk about it. So I have to be honest, I did not hear a difference between Guitar 1 and Guitar 2. Maybe next time I'll gain it up more, and then I'll hear the differences, but for this, they were subtle at best. And yeah, I think the thing sounds good. I don't have any issues. I would not have any issues using this in a session. In fact, I will be using it in a session soon. And that being said, I have the other preamp. The other one just came while shooting this video. So in the next video, I'm going to run some stereo mixes through both Behringers and some drums, stuff like that. And I'll probably re-record some stuff with the Behringer, and I'll do some more comparisons with my AML. So if you're into that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
It's not in my dream, the death of me. Where